Who did that? Where did you put it? Why? When? Hey everybody, good morning. So you just heard me say some of the things that we're going to be talking about this week in ELA. Happy Monday, by the way. Hope everybody had a super weekend. We're talking about WH words. Well, why is that important? Well, for weeks and weeks we've been talking about key details and the main idea in stories. Main idea is really the really important stuff about the story. What is it about? Are we talking about bears? Are we talking about camels? Whatever we're talking about. We're talking about poetry. Well, key details and the main idea are really important. The main idea is what the story is all about, but the key details are things in the story that are important. Okay, things that we learn from stories. And we say WH words because by answering the questions from WH questions, you can understand some key details. Now, let me turn this a little bit over this way. I don't know if you can see that. Talking about what? Who? When? Why? And down here is where. In the middle is the H word. It says how. In what way? Well, these questions answer, the answers to these questions are the key details, okay? Most of the times you can find something interesting in the story, but sometimes if you can't, you can use these to figure out important parts. So if I say, hey, give me one key detail about that story, you can think about, well, where were the characters? And why did he do the actions he did? Or who's the girl that started who's the character in the story? And why is she so important? What did the character do? When did the character feel different about her friends? You know, these are things that are going to be helping you, whether you're reading a story about baby bears or Little Flap, learning how to fly. So let's take a look at some of them. The one question I'm asking my family kind of a lot, almost on an everyday basis, people seem to be losing it, is I'm going to say the blank, and then I'm going to say the rest of the sentence, and I want you to use the clues in the sentence to figure out what WH word would go perfect in that. Blank is the remote control, people. Blank is the remote control, kids. Mrs. Ehrlinger? Of course, I'm asking the question, where? Where is the remote control? I need to know. Because if I can't find it and turn the TV on and it's blasting, I can't lower the volume. So anyway, I gotta use the remote to operate the TV. But where has to do with what place, what setting? Is the remote in between the couch cushions? Darn it, I forgot to check there. Did someone take the remote into another room and just put it down and walk away? Maybe. Well, where is an important question, but there are also questions that my kids ask me. Daddy? Yes? When can we watch a movie? Okay, when has to do with what time? Right now? No. Later on, kids, after homework. When can we watch a movie? We can watch a movie later, maybe. Maybe doesn't mean definitely yes. Maybe doesn't mean definitely no. But when has to do with time. When are we going to watch it? You're not talking about the time of year. You're talking about the time of day. But you could ask a when question word. When do we make snowmen? Well, that would be a season answer. We make snowmen in the winter. And we're talking about seasons in science this week. When can we go to the beach again? We can go to the beach in the summer, okay? When are we going to have dinner? That's not a season answer. That's a time answer. We're going to have dinner at 5 o'clock. So when is another important one. Well, how do we figure out the kind of things we're going to have for dinner? Blank for dinner. Hey, blank for dinner. Do we say how for dinner? No. Do we say why? Oh, we eat dinner because we're hungry. That's why. That's the reason we eat dinner. But the question we're looking for is what? What are we having for dinner? Spaghetti again. Or whatever. Dinner's whatever it is. Make the best of it. And be grateful for the things that you have. What is for dinner? I think we're having chicken boats tonight. But what is an answer? You're going to answer it with something. And how are you going to make dinner? Well, I'm going to cook it in the oven. In what way? How did you do that? Well, first, I put on my shirt, and then I put on my jacket, and then I put on my backpack, and I got dressed and ready for school. In what ways did you do something, okay? How did you tie your sneakers? The rabbit goes in the hole, and then you make the bows, and you tie the bows on a knot. That's how I did it, okay? So these are all really important stuff. Let me see one I haven't talked about yet. Oh! Someone dropped Legos in the living room and didn't play with it. This is what I say to my children. Blank did it. I want names. Blank did it. Who did it is what I really want to know. I don't want to know how they spilled the Legos. I don't want to know why they spilled the Legos. That question comes afterwards. First question is, who did it? Always tell the truth. Even when no one's around. Gotta do the right thing. We talked about this. Why did someone drop Legos in the living room and not clean it up? We've been told that when you're done playing with something, you put it away. Why has to do with what is the reason? And a lot of times why, in the answer, it will have the word because. You're explaining the reason. You're explaining why you did something. But be careful because you never want to put two words at the beginning of a sentence. You never want to start a sentence with the word and you also never want to start a sentence with the word because. Okay? Why did you spill the Legos? Oh, because it was an accident. It's wrong. You can't talk like that. And nobody really speaks like that. We read like we speak. We write like we speak. Why did you spill the Legos? I spilled the Legos. So I'm saying the question in my answer. It's called restating. Why did you spill the Legos? I don't know. That's usually the answer I get. But if someone wanted to kindly explain to me why, the reason they'd say, I spilled the Legos and forgot, and that's why I didn't clean them up. Okay, thank you for being honest. Great reason. I ask my wife this sometimes. Mrs. Ehrlinger, I'll say, blank are my sneakers? And she'll say something like, oh, probably the last place you left them. Of course, I'm talking about where. Where are my sneakers? At what place? What setting? Where can I find them? I haven't seen them. Maybe you did. That's why I'm asking. What are you going to do after I'm finished watching this video? Are you going to do the Nearpod? I sure hope so. Doing good. How are you going to do the Nearpod? Hopefully you're trying to navigate the best you can. I know parents set you up, and there is a way to access RAS Kids. Kids might be able to set themselves up if you practice every day, but it takes practice and it's not easy. Not for everybody. All right. Let's see another one. Who did that? Who spilled gravy on the carpet? I want to find that person. Who did the best job in Essay 12 today? When am I going to see my friend Ryder eating another muffin again? When? I want to know. In July? I don't know. I hope so. All right, guys, I hope you had a great day today. Good luck on the Nearpod. We're going to be talking about lots of WH questions and think about what would sound right. Blank is the remote. Where is the remote? What place? Why didn't you do your chores and clean off the kitchen table? I was doing my homework. Okay, you're explaining the reason. Who is a person or a character, an animal. All right? Great job, everybody. I will see you tomorrow bright and early, and I hope you have a great night.